If you're a coach or you run an agency, you probably already know this, but you should be posting more on YouTube. The problem isn't that you don't understand the value of YouTube, it's that you don't have a time-efficient system that works with your schedule. So today, I'm going to show you how to film a month's worth of content in 1 hour. I'll walk you through my exact step-by-step process that me and my clients use, and as a bonus, I'll show you how to repurpose those raw YouTube videos into a content flywheel for all of your platforms. I'm talking daily emails, LinkedIn posts, Twitter content, and short form videos. All of the content you need for an entire month. So buckle up and get a notepad. This is going to be one of the most value-packed videos I've posted so far. So step 1 is to set up a one-button filming system. The key here is to use your computer as a central hub for a simple one-button filming setup, making it incredibly easy to start filming whenever. So the whole point here is we're going to completely lower the activation energy it takes to start filming, because I know how it is when I need to film videos. I just don't want to, and I'll take any excuse to not do it. So that means if I have to completely redo my camera setup every single time I have to come film, I'm not going to do it because it's going to take me 30 minutes and it's going to make me exhausted before I even start the process. So before you do any filming, we're going to work on the camera setup, and it takes a couple tools to do this. First thing you need is a CamLink 4K. You can find this on Amazon. It's not super expensive. And what you're going to do is connect your camera to a mini HDMI to your CamLink 4K, and it's going to be plugged into your computer. And there's a couple benefits to doing this. The first is you don't have to take out an SD card every single time you film your video. Instead, the footage is going to be streamed directly into your hard drive, which is going to save a ton of time on video and audio transfers. The second benefit is that you're going to have a screen in front of you showing you exactly how the screen looks. So you can check it out here. I'm recording this off my phone. I can see exactly what you see, which is helpful because if the lighting is off or something's wrong with the background, I can go ahead and make that change in real time. I can see it instead of it being hidden on my camera. And once you have OBS downloaded, it's really easy to download from the internet. You will add your video device and audio device. I'm not going to do a full-on tutorial right now. There's a million tutorials on OBS, but it's really simple to set up. You just add your video camera, whether that's a professional camera like a Sony, or that's just the camera that's inside of your laptop. Next thing you need to do is add your audio device. So I've got a Shure MV7, same thing. You just add it in, super simple. What I do is I have a desk mounted microphone, right? And it's configured with OBS to stream alongside my videos. And the benefit of doing this too is that the audio and the video, they're going to be put into one file together this way. That way I don't have to sync anything and I don't have to worry about where my audio is going. It's just going to be with the video. And then a simple lighting setup that you can use is the 3-point lighting system, which I'll put an image of a 3-point lighting system on screen, but essentially what it is you have a key light that is above you so that you have a beauty light coming onto your face. You have a backlight, or some others might call it a hair light, to really add some depth between you and the background, and then maybe another light on the side. So I've got this key light that's attached to my desk. It's a newer light. Behind me, you can see it's just a floor lamp, and it adds kind of this godly glow to me, especially when it's a bit darker in the room. And then I have a tube light to the side, as you can see here. I have it orange for now, but I like it because I can make it white. I also make it any other color that I want, and I kind of have it edged in a way where it adds a little bit of color to my face here. And a pro tip I want to mention is for dummy batteries. You can plug in a dummy battery into your camera so that it never dies mid-session. That way, when you're ready to film, everything is already set up. You don't have to worry about your camera dying on you or it being dead when you're ready to film. Step 2 is to choose your 4 video ideas strategically, right? If we want to get 4 videos filmed in 1 hour, we need to be very strategic with the way we do this. So first thing you need to do is focus on your core content philosophy. For example, if you're a career coach, really just focus on the 4 things. That could be resume writing techniques, interview preparation tips, job search mentality, or why anyone should work with a coach. So if those are your 4 pillars that you mostly focus on, make videos around those ideas and keep to it week to week. And you'll know that these video ideas work if you find high demand but low supply topics. So when you go to the search bar on YouTube, look up stuff like this, resume tips 2025, and then you pair your core idea with a compelling title like the new way to write a resume tips for 2025. So if I go to YouTube, type in resume tips for jobs 2025, and let's see if this is something people are actually searching for. So TubeBuddy is telling me there is a decent amount of search volume, but that there's no competition for this keyword. So there is an opportunity to make this video. So it's actually worthwhile, so you don't waste your time making a video that no one was gonna watch in the first place. Now you might be asking, okay, I know what kind of videos to make, but I don't know how to actually format those videos. Should they be how-to videos? Should they be case studies? I got you. So there are only 4 video types that you should be making. The first one are how-to actionable style videos. The next one is an educational style video that shows why they need something. The next one are case studies or client interviews. And the final one is going to be a free course video. Now the free course video is going to be about 60 to 90 minutes long. You only need to make one of those. So we're really only picking from those 3 other video types. So what I would do is only focus on 2 of those styles of videos. And if anything, I would focus on 1 if you can. So let's say you have 4 case studies lined up in a row. You have 4 interviews to do with clients. Knock those out all in one go. Or film 2 how-to videos and 2 educational why style videos. The way you're going to film 4 videos in an hour is if you batch everything. You're prepared for a how-to video, or mentally you're prepared to do all those case studies or client interviews in a row. That's going to help you get into the flow and be able to get the videos done in about 15 minutes time each. So you're really aiming for your videos to be about 7 to 12 minutes total. That way you can film for about 15 minutes, make some mistakes and it's okay. Then the video still ends up being around 7 to 12 minutes. Now this might start to sound a bit overwhelming because this does take a good amount of prep. Yes, you can film your videos in 1 hour. However, the prep that goes behind it in order to film this quickly and efficiently, it does take a good amount of effort and preparation. So if you click the link in the description below, you can book a strategy call with me and we'll talk one-on-one and see if us coming in, doing all the ideation, doing the scripting, doing every single thing besides the filming for you makes the most sense for you and your business. We can definitely have a chat and see if that's something you want to move forward with. But I want to move on to the next step, which is blocking out 1 dedicated hour. I want to really emphasize the importance of having that dedicated hour where you do not have any distractions, okay? So you want to schedule this hour strategically. You want to choose the highest energy time of day for your maximum performance. Now, this is different for everyone. It might be at night. It might be first thing in the morning. It might be in the afternoon. It really depends on your personal energy levels. I have most of my energy around 10:30 in the morning, and that's why it's about 10:47 right now, and I'm in the middle of my filming session. You want to make sure you eliminate any distractions. You turn off notifications on your phone. Better yet, leave your phone in a different room, close the doors behind you, inform your team that you're going to be unavailable, and then you want to make sure you're batching for efficiency. You get camera ready one time, right? And this is the beauty of this. You only have to get camera ready one time per month, okay? I know for me, that takes going out for a walk, maybe even working out, eating something. That can mean like combing my hair to make sure that I'm presentable on camera. And I only have to do this once per month instead of having to do this 4 separate times. It saves me at least 30 minutes per month of getting ready if I just do this once per month. And I also psychologically only have to transition into filming mode one time. Like filming is hard. Getting on camera and talking to an inanimate object isn't easy, but I only have to get into that mindset once per month. And each video that I do, the more I warm up, the better the videos start to perform. So moving into step 4, you need to prepare your energy and your script. So the night before, you want to do some script preparation. When I was working at my last role, one of the biggest mistakes we made, and we integrated later on, was not reading the scripts or having a table read like they do for professional productions. So what you need to do is have a table read by yourself the night before. So that means you read all of your scripts out loud, not on the same day the night before, because your brain needs a little bit of time to process and internalize the information. 1 to 2 hours before you actually film your videos, you want to make sure you get some physical prep in. So that means eating a substantial meal, working out if possible, hydrating well. I have a headache right now because I haven't been drinking enough water. And 30 minutes before you film, you want to do your final setup. So in the description below, I actually left my pre-filming checklist. You can go ahead and get for free. You're going to do a final equipment check, making sure that the lights are working, the cameras are charged, your microphone is working, because it would suck to film a whole video and then not have any audio. And then this is when you're going to have time to get into the right mental state. Do some yoga, do some meditation, do some jumping jacks, whatever it takes to have high energy, because this is critical. High energy is non-negotiable when you're on camera. That's because you appear 2 energy levels lower on camera than you feel, so prepare accordingly. So let's say I feel like I'm an 8 out of 10 on camera, super excited. It's gonna come across as a 6 out of 10 to you. So you wanna make sure you have the right energy level for the video. Step 5 is to execute your 1 hour batch session. So you've done all your prep and now it's time to actually film the video. So you're gonna film all 4 videos, 7 to 15 minutes long, each in one sitting. This creates a flow state where each video gets progressively better as you go. You only have to get it ready once versus 4 separate times, all right? Setup time, 15 minutes versus 60 minutes total. Mental preparation, single transition versus multiple. Your flow state is continuous versus fragmented, because think about it. You can't actually get into a flow state if you're filming one 15-minute video once per week. So not only are you going to be saving more time by doing this strategy, your videos are also just going to perform better because you're going to perform better on camera. And then you only have to check your equipment once per month instead of 4 times. So you're going to save about 75% of your time just by filming one batch session. Now, I promised a bonus, which is how you repurpose this content that you filmed in 1 hour into a complete content ecosystem. So 1 hour of filming becomes a month of content across all platforms. Here's how to build your content flywheel. So you've got your 4 long form YouTube videos. That's the foundation of all of your content. But then you can repurpose those videos into daily emails. You can break down topics using Claude AI for email content. So not only can you have an email going out to people you're sharing, hey, I filmed this video, go ahead, here's a link to check it out. But then you can break down different topics or concepts of your video into emails. For example, you can make an entire high level email of all of the ideas or all the steps in a specific process, or you can get really granular and just have an email just for one step of the process. So I can do an email that's about how to block out 1 dedicated hour for filming, and then I would just expand on these points, kind of like I did in this video. From there, you can extract key points from your daily emails, and then you can make LinkedIn posts about them. Then you can break down those LinkedIn posts even further and turn the main ideas into engaging threads or just small 2-liner tweets. From here, you can do short form videos. So either you can repurpose your YouTube video, you can cut out bits of the YouTube video using Opus Clip and post them as individual shorts, or you can take the winners, the winning emails, the winning LinkedIn posts, the winning tweets, and if the ones that are take the ones that are performing well and then expand on those in another video that you're going to make. So yes, you'd have to sit down and film some more short form videos, but you already have the ideas set up. You just have to sit and film. And finally, to complete the flywheel, you can take the winning posts, the winning ideas, and implement those ideas into your next batch of YouTube videos, and then it's just going to feed itself. And eventually you're going to have a full content ecosystem that is super dialed into the needs of your ICP, so that now all of your content is aligned with each other and you're only attracting the right people to your content. And for all this, your team can handle all the repurposing while you focus on the higher leverage activity of filming. It's because one focus hour creates content for all your platforms for an entire month. So there you have it. You now have the complete system for filming a month's worth of content in just 1 hour and turning it into a full content ecosystem across all platforms. You've saved a ton of time. It only takes 1 hour monthly to do instead of 4 hours of scattered filming. And now you have 30 days of content from one focused filming session. The math is simple. Instead of a lot of hours per month filming scattered content, you're down to 1 hour of filming plus repurposing time. That's 10 hours you can spend growing your business, taking sales calls instead of being stuck as a content creator. So if you're ready to scale your content and you want a complete content system that turns your videos into qualified leads and sales calls, book a call with me right now and I can show you how we can add a YouTube sales funnel to your business that adds 10 to 30 sales calls a month just with YouTube alone. But if you're ready to start your filming process, go ahead and check out the free resource I have in the link in the description as well, which is your pre-filming checklist. That checklist is a super helpful reminder of what you got to do before you do your filming, and it's going to help you mentally and physically get ready for an hour-long film session where you're going straight for 1 hour doing your filming. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.